Recording in progress.
Hello and welcome to this episode of the Soul Expansion Experience. I am your host, Jessica Galante, and today we are going to go on a little journey. I'm going to share 5 strategies to help you dissolve an unproductive pattern in your life and help you figure out a way to move forward. And so without further ado, let's get started. And I always like to begin these beautiful journeys by really settling into your breath, really taking time to bring your whole self here and really sinking into the awareness that you are allowing yourself the next 15-20 minutes all to yourself. You are allowing yourself permission to be present right here, right now. So just take a few deep breaths. And as you are breathing, perhaps bring to mind a feeling or a sensation or a pattern in your life and bring it forward, because the strategies that I'm going to share with you today will help you figure out how to move past what might be holding you stuck, because there's something so innately learning, you can learn from your environment and from your experience. You can learn from your patterns. And at the end of the day, your behavior and how you live your life and the patterns that you run are familiar to you. So the whole process of dissolving a familiar pattern is helping you open up more space and more room for love and light in your life so that you can grow a new pattern and you can expand your soul and your awareness and your presence in your life. So the first step of this beautiful strategy is all about awareness and recognition. So having the awareness that you are in a familiar pattern, and maybe this familiar pattern is not serving you anymore because maybe you learned this pattern when you were a child. And what you learn as a child is often still playing out in your adult life. It's really true that what you learn in your environment growing up in your early years really helps shape who you are as an adult in this now moment. So, and guess what? If you don't like it, you can change it. You can change your life, you can change your pattern. And it all starts with the awareness. Paying close attention to your thoughts and your emotions and your behaviors, particularly when you are triggered, when you are activated, when you are in a specific situation or circumstance that is feeling unhelpful to you, because your environment is all information for you. And so one of the strategies of the awareness is that you learn that you are in a unproductive pattern. And this unproductive pattern is holding you in a place in your life. You may have heard the phrase or the saying that, your comfort zone is your safe place, right? But I'm going to share with you, what if your safe place is keeping you comfortable? And what if your safe place is getting in the way of your growth? What if you have an idea or a vision or a creative inspiration or an activity that you really want to have in your life? And what if this pattern of being afraid to move forward or being afraid to speak your truth or feeling guilty for putting yourself first, what if these patterns are really keeping you safe? But when you take the time to have the recognition and the awareness that you're in a pattern, that you are in that same place for a reason, you adopt the idea that you are in a learner position of your life, that you are learning in your life. And so you learn to recognize that this pattern is no longer serving your best interests and that it is holding you back and it is keeping you from moving into the unfamiliar. So the unfamiliar is your growth zone, and it comes from a place in your mind that wants to protect you. But there comes a time in your life when you're an adult that what protected you as a child or what protected you in your life growing up is no longer serving you, because you are in charge of your daily experience of what you want to have in your life. And your growth is going to come from moving into the unknown and to the uncertainty. So moving into the second step of the strategy, so you're aware of a pattern. Then you move into the second step, which is self-reflection and understanding. So, self reflection is one of the most beautiful aspects of your journey because you are able to go inward and cultivate this deep understanding that you have all the information within you and that you can find a way to move forward. Diving deeper into the origins of the pattern, I like to call it the root of the existence. That's what I help clients through is find the root and the inception point of the pattern. And once you discover where you learned it, then you're able to understand where it came from. So once you understand if it's a childhood pattern, then you get to ask yourself, where did I learn this? What situation was I in my life that I learned this pattern of behavior? Then you get to ask yourself, whose is it? Is it mine or is it someone else's? And that answer right there is going to help you learn how to detach from the pattern by reflecting that what you had learned growing up is a behavior that you are still running in your life. So, some ways to deepen into this self reflection are journaling. I call it soul expression, automatic soul flow, because when you journal and you write down the behavior or the memory or the feelings around this pattern, you're able to lift and detach from it and gain a bigger perspective. And once you have that bigger perspective, then you're able to learn what you need to do to move forward so that you can move into this beautiful growth zone that happens when you learn what you want to replace it with. That moves us exactly into the third step, which is replacing the old pattern with an empowering belief or habit. So you actually get to choose in this moment when you're learning from your environment, you get to choose that how you want to move forward. You get to choose how you want to rewrite your pattern. You get to choose the way you want to bring it into your life. So once you've identified the old pattern and the root, you are replacing it with an empowering belief. And you get to choose to do this either through affirmations, through statements, through counteracting of the old pattern's negative beliefs by reframing it and creating a positive version of the belief. And if you are finding yourself not understanding what you want to believe instead, which is actually really normal, because if you've operated your entire life off of an old belief, you may never have thought that, hey, guess what? I can change my life, I can change my belief, and I can change my whole entire environment, all with thought. The power of your thoughts, the power of your words, and the power of your actions change your reality. So when you think about a pattern that you want to change, you get to write it down in your journal, and then you get to choose the steps to actually change the pattern. It could be phrased as I am confident and capable of no longer feeling guilty for going to a yoga class. I am confident and capable that I am no longer going to feel unworthy of earning $20,000 a month in my business. These are powerful phrases that you get to say to yourself that you can write down, and then you get to develop trust within yourself. Because not only are you bringing forward a new belief for you to replace the old belief, you get to develop this trust that you're going to follow through on the actions and the affirmations that you are creating for yourself, because you are creating your own medicine by replacing your belief system. So, how do you cultivate this trust? You move forward into the fourth strategy, which is compassion. Compassion is such a deep privilege, and practicing it towards yourself really helps with this process because you are learning a whole new way of living and you're doing it on your own and you're doing it through your actions. And this is something that might bring forward the unease, the fear, the shame, the guilt, the setbacks, the distractions. Because when you are moving forward, there are things that are going to come forward to help keep you in place. That's why I mentioned that safety zone earlier. So when you are in this state of rewriting your story, you are able to understand that change is not easy, but you have the courage to show up for yourself in a way that no one else has shown up for you before. And you have a way to cultivate mindfulness, to become more aware of your thoughts and your feelings in the present moment. And you have this beautiful new pattern that you are bringing forward into your life, where you get to show yourself kindness, love, and compassion. And you get to dissolve the old pattern by your love that exists within your heart, by your compassion as you navigate your experience. Because let me let you in on a little secret. You are not born with a blueprint on how to change your life. You learn how to change your life through your experience, through your action, through your dedication, through your courage, through your understanding that you have everything you need within you. And once you understand that, that is a true freedom that no one can take away from you because it is yours. So when you begin to activate in your uncomfortable zone, I call it the edge of vulnerability. When you act on your edge of vulnerability every single day and you actively change your circumstances and change your life, your reality is going to shift. Your vibration is going to raise. But it goes into the fifth step of the strategy: consistent action and patience. Change is not overnight. As you dissolve an old pattern, there is a process that takes time. It takes consistency. It takes showing up for yourself every single day to change this pattern. It takes patience with yourself and understanding that there are going to be moments of doubt. You're going to slip into an old pattern. You're going to wake up and find yourself in the same place all over again because it's a cycle. You've been there your entire life. And because you've been there your entire life, your act of changing yourself and showing up for yourself is going to expand your love, expand your soul, and expand your radiance in the earth. So continuously reinforcing your new belief pattern through journaling, through affirmations, through sticky notes on your bathroom mirror in the morning, through verbalization practices out loud, speaking everything out loud, is going to help you understand that you are worthy of change, you are worthy of growth, and you are worthy of really living a life that you truly desire in a way that you are so beyond capable of. You are capable of greatness inside of your life. And it's this greatness that brings forward, that activates when you are at a pivotal point in your journey, when you are at this place where everything must change and you cannot live the way you're living. It happens. And once you reach these points, these pivotal inception points of your journey, that's when you know it's time to change. And as you change, it is as if you are becoming a whole new person. You are a cocoon. You are growing new wings. You are learning how to live a whole new life. You are learning how to live more connected to yourself. And as you live in this deep connected state, you're going to understand that there are aspects of your life that are no longer resonating with you. Because if they are no longer resonating with you, it's because you are changing. So you get to find new ways that resonate with your growth. That's how you evolve yourself. It's something that they don't share with you when you're born. You're not born with this manual of how to grow and expand in consciousness. You learn it through your daily experience, through you wanting to change your life, through your intrinsic motivation that you are capable of so much more, so much more. So let's recap the 5 strategies to dissolve a pattern and bring to your mind that pattern that you discovered, that you were aware of at the beginning. And how can these steps help you shift your pattern? How can you rewrite a new belief? So the first step is awareness and recognition. Being aware and paying close attention to the environment that you're in when you are triggered. Step 2, practicing self-reflection and understanding, being kind and gentle with yourself, and finding a way to step into a higher perspective of your pattern so that you can learn why you are in the place that you're in, where you learned it, and you can unhook it because it's not even yours to begin with. Step 3 is replacing the empowering belief and habit with a fresh new belief. You get to choose how you rewrite your story. So, how do you want to show up for yourself, and how do you wish to express yourself in the world? Step 4 is mindfulness and self-compassion. So, being kind and gentle with yourself, always being self-forgiving, being able to understand that change is not easy, that there is no roadmap for the change that you are embarking on, because it is so unique, it is so individual to you that you get to choose how you show up for your change. And step 5 is consistent action. So finding a way to show up for yourself every single day, and then celebrating your process, celebrating and acknowledging that you are making significant steps to your personal growth and transformation. And guess what? You are doing it on your own. You are becoming your own healer. So it takes perseverance, it takes dedication, and it takes self-awareness to be able to learn how to dissolve old patterns. But you can create an empowered life by opening the energy, pulling out the old root systems, and learning how to grow a whole new way of being. So this, my beauties, is the 5-step strategy to dissolve old patterns. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to drop some gifts for you in the show notes. One of them is the Dissolve Fear Workbook, where you can go through this step-by-step process on your own. It's a 21-day journey. It's something I use with my clients, and it is a miracle. So sharing the link with you in the show notes, take a look there, and sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Until next time, namaste.
Recording stopped.
All right.